another episode of Confidence Culture Conversations. Good evening, Kirubai. How are you?
Good evening, Elizabeth. I am doing well, a little tired, but you know what? For the conversation, I'm all excited.
Awesome, awesome. I love to hear it. So, how has your day been?
Well, my day has been quite relaxing. I've been like I've been like tired. A lot of things going on, but you know what? I took a break for myself. I just relaxed, kept in touch with my social media, as you can see, and
Clearly.
just relaxed and waiting to go online with you,
Hmm.
and then I will hit the sack.
Sounds like a good plan.
Good plan.
Like a
And
good plan.
I was watching the news today. Um, UK is going to get some bad storms in the north.
Here we go again.
Here we go again. And
Oh,
for those who live in Midlands and in the north, I wish you well. Be safe, because they say it will not affect the south.
okay.
We are in the south, right? And but and I saw some very very dangerous clips on television that the river was bursting its seams,
Oh,
and
wow. Which
houses.
river?
It was small, streams through go running through the villages, but the villages, the low parts of the village. But you know what? Let me not be the bearer of bad news, but this is what's happening in our nation,
Mm,
in the north. And for those who are from the north, be safe, stay indoors, avoid the storm.
that's it. That's it. Avoid the storm. You had the warning there. Right. So, of course, today we're not talking about the storm. We are going into a conversation. So, if you are joining us today, please like and share and subscribe, do all that stuff. And invite someone else to come and join the conversation too. Right? Invite someone else to join the conversation. We are live on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. So, what are we talking about today, Kirubai?
Actually, it's something that relates to you and me. We're
Surprise,
talking
surprise.
surprise, surprise, and it's talking about why being coachable is important.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And coachable meaning, why should we all be teachable?
Okay. So we're playing about with teachable and coachable, right?
Yeah,
We're interplaying
it's
them.
I
Okay.
mean when we say we need someone to help us, when we say that we need someone to teach us, it's like a relationship between a teacher and a student.
Mm,
But coaching takes a different level, because the dynamics between the coach and the coachee is a little different. We're not talking about dynamics here, but we're talking about why we need, throughout our lives, need someone to coach us and receive coaching.
that's it.
And learning coaching is all about taking on learning something.
Mm-hmm.
And we, as women of faith, we grew up in the church, and as the pastor, the padre, or the priest, your father is a bishop, and we are always, they stand in the pulpit and they share the word of God, and it is also a way of coaching, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
True.
true. It's a way of coaching. And we, from Sunday school, we have always received. Of course, sometimes we go a bit wayward from the word of God, but you know what? It is already implanted, it is embedded in us, that we are receiving something good
Mm,
from a man of God. And it's the same with coaching.
wow.
We can refuse coaching from our teachers. We can refuse coaching from our parents. We can refuse coaching from even a young child. Sometimes when they teach us something. I'm sure you're constantly learning something from Janaya.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think it is a lifelong process. Be
Mm.
coachable.
Wow. Okay. Okay, so being coachable. So I guess we're gonna sort of dive into that.
Yeah.
And one of the things that you had kind of written out when you posted about this was about sort of being able to take feedback and constructive criticism and things like that. And I think sometimes one of the hardest conversations to take is the conversation about you,
Mm.
whether it's a conversation that you're having with yourself or it's a conversation someone is having with you. Sometimes it's hard to just take it, it's hard to just embrace it. But actually being able to embrace such conversations um, can help us go forward. Although yes, there's some conversations that
Painful.
can be very painful, but there are also some people who are kind of out to get you. So the criticism is not necessarily to grow
Gross.
you, but it
Constructive.
is
Yeah.
more to bring you down.
Yes, that's right.
And so it's about knowing who who is that person that's going to give you a conversation about you that will lift you up, or who is going to bring that conversation that will bring you down. Because the funny thing is, we have conversations with ourselves that bring us down,
Mhm, mhm.
right? We talked about negative self-talk, negative self-image. I think last week or week before,
2 weeks ago, yeah.
2 weeks ago. So being able to, like, be your own coach, but also accept others that can speak into you. And it's not everyone out there that's for you in terms of coaching you. It's not everyone. And even in coaching, they say that you have to gel with your client to a point. You cannot just, it's not just everyone you're out there to coach.
Mhm.
There's particular people that you might just have to say I can't help you, but I can point you to someone who can. And you just have to, you have to be able to have those conversations.
Yeah. I think the chemistry is very important.
Mm.
The gelling, the chemistry. Yeah, I mean, yep. I mean, you got to work with people that you think that you can impartation. Coaching is basically impartation, actually. Imparting. I know it's very biblical, but you know what? I love the word impartation because you're imparting knowledge, you're imparting feedback, you are imparting constructive criticisms to build that person up. But looking at another scenario, a lot of us who who might not receive coaching, and we stand to justify all our actions. So what do you say about it? This word justification. Every action that you take is an equal reaction, they say. So sometimes our actions are not good. And then when somebody corrects you with love, of course, all these things you have to do it with love. And then you justify. A lot of us human beings, we want to justify our actions. So, how do we handle people in that manner?
I think it's really about the manner in which the feedback is delivered.
Mhm,
I remember at some point, when I was still working in the corporate setting, one of the things I used to have to do was be able to give feedback.
mhm,
And we went through some training around how you give feedback. And I remember at some point there was the idea of the sandwich. So the good, the bad, the good.
mhm,
And that idea has I think over time has been sort of progressively changing. But it's that thing of being able to give the feedback, but also being able to receive feedback.
mhm.
Because sometimes I think this is human nature. We can be very good at giving feedback. But when it comes to accepting or receiving feedback, that's where we just kind of like shut down, like we don't want to know.
Mhm.
So in terms of, I guess, being in the position where you are receiving the feedback, and also just to say as well, like with coaching, I think one of the main benefits of coaching is to help you discover you. um, is what I would say is one of the most benefits, aside from taking you from where you are to where you want to be. But it helps, it opens your eyes to you. So being able to have questions, you know, um, being asked questions that help you, that provoke you to think about where you are, to think about where you want to go, to think about what's blocking you, what's stopping you, and actually being able to be open to those questions, being open to doing the work. Because you could ask somebody a question and all they keep saying is, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. In my sessions, I ban that word. So you're not allowed to say, I don't know, because you just need to take a moment, take some time to just think on it.
Mhm.
Let the questions sit there and let's start digging up the answers. Not, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. No, no, no. I think with coaching, it's important to not rush it and just take your time to respond. Because when you take your time to respond, like you're allowing your subconscious to engage with what you're being asked.
Not just quickly, without thinking, speak, because we tend to do that all the time
Mm-hmm,
without mulling over, chewing on that question. And it's important that I think we all need to develop a beginner's mindset when it comes to coaching, coming with an empty slate and a clean slate and say, I'm here to learn something from my coach.
mm-hmm.
Because some of the things that we have learned over the years might not be the right things, especially mindset,
Mm-hmm.
environment where we come from. I know people speaking down at us. So I think coming with the mindset that today I sit in front of my coach, I want to be able to learn something.
Absolutely.
So beginning of beginnings.
Mm. But but you know what? It's the willingness, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's the
willingness.
willingness. And if you're not willing to, address the issues that need to be addressed, then there's no point, opting into coaching. It's kind of like, I guess, therapy. You have to be open to having the conversations.
Mhm,
As painful as the conversations might seem, if you want to make progress, you have to be open to, like, just engaging.
mhm,
Because if there's no engagement, then we have a problem. I remember when I was starting my coaching, one of the things I had to very quickly um, come round to is the fact that in a coaching conversation, there will be moments of silence. And actually, that's a good thing,
mhm.
because it's allowing the client, the person being coached, to actually just think. It's allowing them to take a moment to think. For those that are watching, thank you for joining us. Please like, share, let us know where you're watching from, and let us know actually if you've been coached before, like if you've worked with a coach
Experience,
before,
yeah.
or but if you think about it, teachers sort of do the job of coaching.
Mhm.
It's just different ways of doing it, but they do a job of coaching, really. And really, the coach is there to help you get the best out of yourself. So they're not working against you.
Working together.
They're working with you. They're working with you to draw out the potential that's on the inside of you. So don't run away from coaches.
Draw out the potential and working on the blind spots.
That's it. That's it. So things that you yourself might have missed, a coach is able to just like ask a question that will provoke you to think in that line. And it's like, oh, I didn't think about it that way. So that's actually a really good benefit. And that's why it's important to not say I coach myself kind of thing, but being able to embrace being coached by someone else. So even coaches are encouraged to have coaches.
Mm.
You can't say because I'm a coach I don't need a coach. No, no.
So there might be a question that someone, might ask, oh, books can be great coaches, okay? I read a lot of books, self-motivational books. But what is the difference between a book and talking to a real life person? Of course, there are a lot of benefits. A lot of people can hide behind a book,
True.
especially when it comes to personality. Introverts,
Mm.
they like taking on a book and hiding behind the book. Extroverts on the other side, on the others, the flip of the coin, they like to chat, 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 and talk. So I know personally a lot of people hide behind a book
Mm.
for fear of exposure.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts about that, Elizabeth?
That's interesting because I mean books are great. They can aid the process.
Hmm.
But actually being able to talk with someone is better in the sense that you're getting some response, some feedback. And with a book, it's kind of already set in stone what the book is about, if that makes sense.
Yes,
But
so
in a
true.
coaching session, you might uncover something and the coach decides to dig deeper on that, but that can be missed in a book. So as much as yes, you can, say the coaching session is about this, but if it uncovers a deeper issue, then as a coach, you want to dig deeper to find out what's the real issue here. But if you have a book, you can read the book, it will provoke you to think, but to what level?
Mm.
How deep are you going to go in your thinking? As opposed to you are in a coaching session and the coach is actually asking the questions and allowing time for you to sit on that question.
So you're basically saying you are giving a bespoke
Bespoke
what's the
service.
service? Yeah, bespoke service.
Yeah,
Sorry, yeah, bespoke service, tailor made for that particular individual.
absolutely. Absolutely. One thing I like to tell people, like in coaching sessions, is don't expect your coach to have all the answers because they don't. If anything, you have the answers. The coach is going to help you to uncover those answers.
Hmm.
But you have to be willing. Like you have to be responsive. If you're like a hard stone, like a hard rock, the coach is not going to get anywhere.
Mm.
And actually, the success of your coaching session is going to be in your willingness to engage
Mm.
with the coach. So if you don't engage and you go and say, "Oh, that was a rubbish coach. They didn't even help me. They didn't." Hello, did you actually allow yourself to be coached? So take a moment and just allow yourself to be in the moment. Answer the questions.
Be present
Think.
for the process. Huh?
Yeah, yeah. I find that in fact, all my clients who have successfully like completed the course of my programs are those who chose to engage. It's those who chose to engage. And I look back today and I'm like, oof, you engaged, you went and you did all the work, you did all the actions, you did the work around as well. You did not shy away from it. You were not afraid to ask yourself that difficult questions. You were not afraid to like take moments to ask yourself why. What's standing in my way? What's blocking me? Why do I behave this way? What is this belief that I've held on to all this time? Where does it come from? It can be painful sometimes,
Digging, yeah.
addressing those issues, but it's necessary. In order for you to move forward, there's some things that you have to unlearn.
Mhm.
There might be some things you need to relearn. There might be some things you just need to like just really get out of your system. Just get out of your system. You have to unload the baggage so you can move forward.
But being honest with yourself, being truthful to yourself and say, hey, I've got a problem. And that's the blind spot. I've got a problem. I need to deal with it. And
Mm,
and folks, those who are out there, 2024, it's really a time for you to deal, walk away, and conquer those things that are waiting for you. It's no more about mamby pamby. Oh, poor me, poor me, poor me. Come on. It's time to grow up and own up. Ooh,
mm,
grow up and own up. And that's why I think those days when we were growing up, I mean, I was growing up, Elizabeth is a lot younger. When I was growing up, we never heard of this word coach. Only person when you think is, or someone who's coaching us in the uh, in netball or
sports.
volleyball or something like that, and a game. But now, coaching has become so relevant in our everyday life,
Mm,
in our career, in our workplace. They have coaches, in-house coaches, to bring the best out of employees. So coaching has become a big um, necessity in one's life.
that's true. And one of the reasons why is because we're not willing to do the work on ourselves.
Oh,
I remember a coach saying that one of the reasons why people need coaching is because people are not willing to take the time to ask themselves the deep questions. So the main benefit is that coaching is going to help to increase your productivity.
yeah.
It's going to help you to get into a place of better alignment,
Hmm.
put things in perspective, and stuff like that. Well, it's a positive.
And discovering your purpose. Sometimes you don't know, and that makes life a very interesting. And
Mm,
I think it's nearly a year since we did our first our conference. Remember, we talked about
yes.
purpose, we talked about discovering your destiny, and that's basically, women got together, and there was a time of connecting, and there was direct and indirect coaching.
Mm,
So you see, when we get together, we are empowering each other, listening, because while we're listening to someone talk, it's like indirectly coaching ourselves, because
absolutely.
we are taking on the good and the experiences of someone else. Talking about coaching, I'm so glad that this Saturday I'm attending a coaching session. I mean, it is a conference. I would you say a conference, but it's a seminar. But I am going there to sit under many different authors and people who teach you how to write a book, because I am keen. So I'm willing to go. I mean, I nearly missed this chance,
Mm.
but you know what? The door opened for me to sign up to go and sit under, what is it, six different people?
Well, yes. Actually, no, it's not six. What am I saying? It's not six.
Do you have a flyer to put it on?
Let me see if I can put something on. Let
So
me see
this
if I
is
can put
about book
something on.
writing, telling your story in a form of book, and I've been always interested. I've done one chapter there, one chapter there, but you know what? I really want to get my book out.
Okay. This is not going to let me show it. Um, Apologies for that. It's not going to let me show it. Maybe by the end of this, I will have something to show. But let me try again. Let me try one more time. Oh, that worked. Okay, this is something else. So we'll talk about this in a moment. Let me see if I can. I will get the flyer. I will get the flyer out in just a moment. But let's keep going with the conversation, and then I will get the flyer out. Yeah, go on, Kirupai.
So this Saturday, we're talking about the seminar, right, Elizabeth, and it's being hosted by Elizabeth's dearly beloved Pastor Tunji, and
Beloved.
and we are having 6 exciting speakers.
It's not six, Kirupai.
Then, oh, I thought it was 6, 7, 5.
It's not six. It is how many we're having? So it's Tunji, it is Michelle Watson, Susan Strom, Daryl Arwin, and Danny Blechner. So five.
Okay, 5. Okay, and plus the Lord Jesus was going to be there. Okay, 5. But I'm excited, Elizabeth. I'm really excited for those who want to tell the world their story. Book writing is, I think it's catching on these days.
Mm,
I mean, I'm fearful in the sense, oh, is it going to be difficult? But there are people out there who will show you the tools how to get your book out as quick as possible. So I'm
great.
excited to go. And would you like to tell the details of it, Elizabeth?
I can share the details. I was
Yes.
hoping this would let me do it, and I actually had this prepared. Right, let's see. Let's see if I can do it this time. Let's see if I can do it.
So I'm going to get myself coached in how to write a book. Even though I fear the inevitable, I am risking myself under these amazing people who've written some amazing books. And, they might tell me off. Oh, see?
Right, there we go. Sort of. It's bigger than I expected it to be on screen.
It
But
looks good.
just to provide the information, so it's going to be this Saturday, 27th of January, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you have a book idea,
Mm-hmm.
if you have a book idea, or even you don't have a book idea, but you think maybe one day, then this event is going to be for you. It's at the Leonardo Royal Hotel in Tower Bridge, London. It's currently, I think the discount price is still happening, £30. You have to run quick to get it at the discount price. It's called Publish and Profit Authorpreneurs Live Event. It's going to be amazing. I, for one, am looking forward to it because I need to get started on my book. And 2024 is my year to get my book done. So honestly, watch the space.
Yes.
I'll share the link now, and you can go on there and literally buy the ticket. Sorry, my husband says the discount has literally ended. The discount has
Oh,
ended. Oh dear.
what a
Oh dear, oh
shame.
dear. So if you missed out on the discount, apologies on that. But nonetheless, you are getting amazing value for £47. So for £47, you're getting 5 speakers, you're getting a whole day, and you will literally walk away like having your book idea. So it's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. I mean, I have like a sort of headline title in mind for the book that I want to write. So it'll be exciting to see like what I walk away with on the day. But yeah, it's going to be good. So
You
register.
have a title. I'm clueless, babe, but I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, don't worry. Well, clueless could be the title, right? But no, you will get answers. You'll get answers. So if you've got any questions relating to books, come ready to ask those questions, and there will be people in the room who have expert experience, and they'll be able to help you. I mean, I've sat in workshops run by my husband before, and I can remember like some of the stuff. And interestingly enough, at the time, it's not that I wasn't interested in writing a book, but it wasn't as urgent. It
Mm.
wasn't high up on my priority list as it is right now. So this is my season. My book is coming out. I'm putting it out there. You guys are my witnesses. Hold me accountable. Right. So that's why I keep saying it now, so that I'm not going to run away from it. It's time for that book to come out. It's time for it to be birthed. And Kirubai, Tunji says, we got you. So don't worry. If you are clueless, you will live with something. You will live with something. So
Thank you.
if you are interested in telling your story, writing a book can do many things for you.
Mhm.
Honestly, it has so many benefits. It can travel the world more than you can physically travel the world. The book could potentially go farther than you. I think one time I had my husband say that one of his books. So my husband's written a couple of books, and one of his books was read by someone in prison. He didn't know the
Wow.
person. So that's where your book can go. You can get onto a plane and you're sat next to somebody and they're reading this book and they're like, "Oh, it's your book." So honestly, I'm excited because I want to get my book done. I want to be like, "Hey, I'm an author. This is my book." But beyond writing the book, a lot of people write books and their books are on Amazon, their books are on a shelf somewhere, they're doing nothing about them. How can you build a business from your book? That's
Mhm.
the next level. So Saturday is going to be about writing, publishing, launching, and then building a business from your book. So I'm excited.
I'm coachable. I'm willing
So
to
yeah,
learn.
come ready to learn. Come
Yes,
ready to learn.
I'm willing to learn, even though I'm clueless today. By on Saturday, I shall have an idea.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I'm a coach myself, but I am willing to be coached by someone else.
There you go. There you go. And yes, Tunji says he's excited for us all. So for everyone who has registered, the room is going to be lit. It's going to be lit. There's going to be so many people in there. I'm excited. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Who knows? Maybe one day you'll be reading a confidence culture conversations book.
You never know.
You just never know. You just never know.
Compiling of different stories, different people, different. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Don't know.
But while we are on the topic of events, right? We might as well speak about the other event that we are involved in, Kirubai.
That's right. All
So
right.
so the book writing event is this Saturday, and then in March we have an event that we are part of. Kirubai, do you want to say a bit about it?
No, you go ahead. I because
Right. Let me.
yeah.
Here's what I prepared earlier. Right.
Yes.
Here's what I prepared
Put it
earlier.
on. Put it
Let
on,
me
girl.
get it to come up. So in March, Friday the 15th of March and Saturday the 16th of March, the Wise Well Woman Summit. So if you know any women who are passionate about the marketplace, passionate about life, Christian women, we are coming together. It's in celebration of International Women's Day 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Friday evening, men are allowed to come. Men allowed to come. It's going to be a
Woo!
time of worship, a time of learning, empowering, networking. It's going to be amazing. So on the Friday, the men are allowed. On the Saturday, they are not allowed because we are doing some serious work, diving deep, and really taking steps towards just unlocking our God-given potential. And myself and Kirubai are privileged in the sense that we get to run a workshop on the day. So we get to have a confidence culture conversations workshop on the day. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm excited.
Yes. And you know what is the title of our workshop?
Do you want to
It's
tell them, Kirubai, or we just leave it as a surprise?
no, I
This is
think we got to tell them because it's so catchy. Elizabeth, you were smart to get this catchy topic out. It says,
okay. You can let the cat out of the bag,
okay, all
Kirubai.
right, bring the fruit to work in confidence. What fruit are we talking about? Yee. I'm
That's it.
excited. I'm excited. Bring the fruit to work in confidence. So a lot of these discussions are going to be around workplace, how you're going to be the salt and light at your workplace. And as Elizabeth would always say, show up and shine
That's
at
it.
your workplace. And the topic of interest that we are going to talk about is the fruit. So for those who are women of faith, you would know. For those you do not know, please send us a message. What is this fruit we are talking about? And join us. It's just not for women of faith, but join us for this summit. It's going to be fun. It's going to be lots and lots of women, and it's a good time to connect and build a network of women of faith and women who are of like-mindedness. So I'm excited, Elizabeth. I'm already working on it. Working on it.
Awesome,
Yes.
awesome. So I have shared the links for them. So you've got the link for the Women Life Leadership Wise Well Woman Summit, and you've also got the link for the Publish and Profit entrepreneurs live. So we want to see you, and honestly, if you do come on Saturday, for example, like come and like say hi, like I watch Confidence Culture, it'd be great to see you in the room. But do you know what, I think this year is a year where we need to embrace the idea of being coached,
Mhm.
embrace the idea of receiving feedback, constructive,
Mhm.
um and being able to see how we can take it and do better.
And run with it. Run with it.
Yeah, run with it, because the purpose of feedback is not to destroy you. Feedback is supposed to help you to do better. I remember when I used to work in the bank, one of the things that they used to teach us in the customer service field is complaints are good. See it
Mm.
as feedback.
Mhm. Mhm.
It might be a negative complaint. Well, complaints tend to be negative, right? But see it as a point of feedback. It means that maybe something in your system needs to change. It means your process needs to change. It means,
Mhm.
you need to do things better. So feedback doesn't have to be something that shuts you down.
Mhm.
Sadly enough, the reality is that some of us might have received feedback in the past that has shut us down. And we have not risen above that feedback because it was so damaging, and it just sat in the depth of our subconscious and it stayed there. But you have to be the sort of person who gets the feedback, chew the meat that you need to chew, and throw away the bones.
Basically, you're telling we got to be a little thick skin, eh?
We need to develop thick skin if we're going to be successful in
Yeah.
life, if you're going to shine and take over the mountains that God needs you to take over, if you're
Exactly.
going to be at the top of your game, you have to develop thick skin, because not everyone is going to like you.
Mhm.
And the higher you get to the top, the more evil eyes you're going to get.
Whenever I talk about, whenever I think about that, the higher you get, that then you have more eyes focusing on you. And you know what? We don't live for the four people who are looking at us. We have to live for the purpose and the assignment that is over our lives. Because what is downloaded into your life and my life, it is predestined from the foundations of the earth.
Mm,
Foundations of the earth. It is already there. It's now time to harvest, to pick it up. And if you're working with people like Elizabeth and myself, I think I mean personally, I can say I have the gift to pick out your calling. I think, and Elizabeth also has. We pick out, and we want to help you run with it, and coupling with your assignment in the marketplace. I think,
mm,
how beautiful is it? Life will be exciting every day of your life. There's purpose to live.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Today I put out a video about not wasting today.
Yes, I saw that.
And if we are the sort of people who do not embrace feedback or do not want to be coached, we're basically saying that I am perfect.
Mhm.
I don't want to change. I don't want to be better, because coaching and feedback is supposed to help you get better. It's supposed to help you do better, and so we have to be able to take it. We have to be able to take it. And like I said, when I said chew the meat and throw away the bones,
Mm.
take what is good out of it, take the juice, take the thing that you need, and you run with it. Because feedback can help you to see from a different perspective. Because the feedback's not coming from yourself, it's coming from someone else. So it's a different perspective. Sometimes we can't see ourselves, we can't see our own faults. So having somebody tell us, oh, by the way, what about this area? Have you thought about doing it this way? Or what more could you do? What's stopping you? Because it's rare that we sit down with ourselves and ask ourselves, Elizabeth, what's stopping you? Like, look in the mirror and I ask myself, what's stopping you? Well, personally, I do it sometimes because I'm a coach, right? So I try, I exercise it on myself, but it's rare to find a lot of people who do that. Sometimes we just accept things as they are. We
Mm.
never stop to ask the difficult questions.
Mm.
And that's where coaching for me provides an excellent key. Just asking the right question is like a key that unlocks, whether it's a can of worms, a can of coins, a can of treasure. It's up to you. But it unlocks something.
But learning is your responsibility and my responsibility. We all need to learn. And
Mm.
investing, don't think of the money that is going to be, or you might say, oh, I need that money to buy this Chanel handbag. But Chanel handbag, it is just an outward look. Just for argument's sake. But when you put that money in investing in your personal life, it is everlasting, I would say. You can
Mm.
take it through to eternity. You can't take your Chanel bag into eternity.
Oops.
Oops. So learning is your responsibility and my responsibility. Nobody can do that for you.
And they say that the best investment you can make is investing in yourself.
Yourself, yeah.
When we think about learning, one of the I guess the images I have, the pictures I have in my head is literally being brought to a, whether it's a well, being brought to a pool of water. You're thirsty and the water is there,
Mm.
but you're waiting for someone to feed you with the water. The water is there. How
Mm.
hungry are you for it? And the the rate at which we embrace coaching, or the rate at which we embrace being taught, the rate at which we embrace feedback, is a revelation of the level of hunger that we have to do better. The level of hunger that we have that drives us, because when you're hungry for more, when you're hungry to do better, you are going to take action. There's something that you're going to do to help you to get better. You're going to go and look for the knowledge. Imagine you had an irritating pain. You won't just sit there with the irritating pain and do nothing. You will seek help. You will seek help.
To going to a doctor, yeah.
You will go to a doctor. So if you want to develop yourself, and there's a level of hunger, there's a level of desperation, you will go and acquire the knowledge. You will go and get the feedback. You will go and sit and be taught. You will go and get coaching because you want to do better. Because you want to be better, and you know that there is more in you. And for anyone watching this, like, there is more to who you are, there is more
Mhm.
to where you are, there is more to you. Where you are is not the height of your life. It's not.
You're climbing every day a rank in the ladder.
Every day that you wake up is an opportunity for you to be more, to do more, to achieve more.
Mhm.
But it's up to you.
Do you?
It's up to you. That's why my post today said, what you are willing to do today will determine the results you get tomorrow. So, what you do with what you get today is important. Whether it's the knowledge, whether it's the feedback, what you do with it is going to help you. They say that don't stay in a room where everyone is like you. Get around people who are going to provoke you to be the best version of yourself. If you haven't yet found that room, keep searching because there is a room out there for you.
And and this Saturday, it's one of the rooms you can enter. This
Yeah.
Saturday, yeah, one of those rooms you can enter. And in March, that's one of the rooms you can enter where you will see empowered women who are going to provoke and prod us into what we need to listen. Sometimes things that we might not want to listen,
Mm.
criticisms, but it's all right. Just be thick. Say you want to run that race of growth. So I
Don't put
like
a
that.
lid on yourself. Don't
Yeah,
put a
I
lid on
like
yourself.
that. Be in a room where others are a lot better than you. One of those things that John Maxwell talked about. He always looked for someone who is a lot more advanced than him because he could learn from them.
Mm.
And that's what we need. Somebody we can learn from. We are learning every day. Every day we are learning. So think about it, my dear friends, about finding a coach in whatever areas that you are lacking, you're struggling, that you want to attain something in 2024. I know we keep banging on this, not because we are coaches, but we know what? We want your best 2024 to be birthed, to receive that blessing of wanting to be the best version of yourself in 2024.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Kirabai, while we're here,
Hmm.
while we're talking about coaching, do you want to tell us a bit about the coaching that you offer?
Okay. I I call myself a transformational coach inside and out. And basically, I started off as a stylist. I wanted to beautify women on the outside because I personally went through body shaming and not knowing what to wear and what not. And I thought, you know what? Let me be a blessing. My pain became my passion.
Hmm.
But as along the way, during COVID, I thought, why not I take up another course on on self leadership, John Maxwell, and embracing John Maxwell's teaching. I wanted to work on the inside of the person, and with my personal experience of in relationships, I know I talk like I'm an old lady, but you know what? I've eaten more salt than so, and my personal experience going through rejection, betrayal, abuse, I use that as a base to help women mostly. I've had some men who have come to ask for help, but rarely, but I prefer to work with women, very openly because we can share. So I work on the inside. And once your inside is like cleaned up, your outside will shine. So whatever you wear, whatever colors you wear, and I put you in wearing the right colors, the right makeup, the hair, you are fabulous, you
Mm.
know so you have the whole package, your personal branding working out. So I'm excited to work with you because I use my personal experience to enhance your life. Does that encompass everything that I do, Elizabeth?
It does, it does. But you know what? Kirabai is amazing with the fashion side as well. Like as much as she has talked about the inside work, the outside work, she does wonders with it. So if you need that help, please reach out to her. You can find her on social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. YouTube. She's there. She's even on TikTok, so you can find her in all those places. In all those places. So thanks for sharing that, Kirubai. I'm the thriving coach. I basically love to help women to go from a place of surviving to thriving. But if I break it down for you, is I predominantly love to work with Christian women, right? And it's really to help them to thrive with confidence in who they are, who God has called them to be. And this is really so that they can live out their God given purpose, so that they can make impact, so that they can leave a legacy. You can make all the money in this world, but once you're gone, what's that money doing? Has it made any impact? Did you make any impact? What's the legacy that you're leaving behind? What's the imprint that you are living on this earth? And for me, that's one of the things I'm really passionate about, is just really provoking people into their place of purpose and getting them to think about, like, what is that imprint? Because guess what? Tomorrow is not guaranteed to anybody. I could go to sleep today and not wake up. It can happen. That's the reality of life. So every day that I live, I need to make every day count. Hence, what are you doing today to make it count? Don't waste it. Don't waste it. So that's what I do with my coaching, is I help people to get to a place where there's a sense of urgency that is stirred up on the inside of them, and they're keen and eager to get up and take action, come out of a place of just laziness, and get into a place where you are taking action on the things that you are passionate about, the things that you know that you are called to do. So that's me, the thriving coach. I help you to thrive.
Yeah. What a good combination we both have, huh? The synergy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, if you're watching and you're thinking, well, I need to think about coaching, well, feel free to reach out to either of us. And if at all we are not a fit for you, like, we can point you in the direction of other coaches too.
That's right.
But definitely, like, reach out to us.
We're
You
not
can.
selfish. We share.
Absolutely. And these episodes of Confidence Culture Conversations are on our YouTube pages as well. So you can very much go on there and you'll be able to
Revisit. Yeah.
find them. This is episode 53. So there are 52 other episodes somewhere on YouTube that you can go and just catch up on. And it's something that you don't have to keep to yourself. You can share it with somebody else. So you can send them the link today, or you can go on our pages and, like, go on the playlist and just binge watch. But remember what we've talked about today, about being coachable, about being able to embrace feedback, being able to take criticism, and just taking the good out of it, the bit that can make you better, and running with it. That's going to help us to win in 2024.
Amen. You're not a victim anymore. You're going to be a victor in 2024.
Absolutely, absolutely. So for those that can make it on Saturday, let's get our books done so that 2024 is the year that we are launched as authors. Woohoo. Yeah, let's get our books done on Saturday. If you need more information, please feel free to reach out to us. Follow the links. If you watch the replay, please put a comment, #replay. Let us know that you watched it. Or if you have a question, please put it in the comments, or send us a message. Send us a message and we'll be happy to answer your question.
Yeah.
Any last words, Kirubai? You're done. You're done. She is done. Okay, well, if she's done, then I'm done too, right?
See you next week.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, have a lovely rest of the day. God bless you.
God bless you.